Good morning everyone, I'm Gary Martin, and today we're just going to have a little bit of an update with the channel. You know, we've reached a new landmark, we've got to 7,500 followers, and you know, I'm loving engaging with you guys. I'm loving retaining the followers that I've got and trying to, you know, keep replying to your comments and engage as much as I can. Obviously, you know, as you'll appreciate, it's becoming more difficult as the following grows, but you know, I do keep trying to do that. And I'm really enjoying it, and I want to do this update because there's just a couple of little things I wanted to touch on, because I think sometimes things can be misinterpreted, and there were a little bit of a comment that I put on the community page about me, you know, having a little bit of a break from social media, but it was completely nothing to do with YouTube, because I love YouTube. YouTube's a part of my life now that I find quite easy to manage. You know, it's something that I do in my spare time when I want to do it. You know, I'm not forced to do it. It's not my, you know, main source of income, so it's something I do for pleasure. And you know, I reply to comments when I want to reply to comments, you know, when I've got a bit of spare time, but I'm not notified of the comments. It's not sort of pestering me while I'm in my free time. But I've had a break from social media because, and it's nothing to do with, like I said, nothing to do with the YouTube. It was just the fact that, you know, I felt like I was waking up at sort of 7 o'clock in the morning and, you know, going to bed at say 9, 10 o'clock at night, and I was just constantly connected to my phone. You know, it was just ping, 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 and constantly in, you know, chit chat with people from morning till night. You know, I just weren't switching off. You know, so I was kind of finding that, you know, when I was getting home at 6 o'clock, you know, that's the sort of social time, or, you know, time you need to sort of have a little bit of time to yourself, don't you? You know, from finishing work to sort of going to sleep. You can't just be constant all the way through, and sometimes these things creep up on you where you don't realise what the problem is, and it really were the fact that I just weren't switching off from my mobile. I was just constantly on it. So I've started to just put my mobile on silent mode from 6 o'clock, and I don't respond to anything until the next day. Because generally most of the things are not emergencies. Well, none of them's emergencies, but I think we just get into the habit of a constant sort of small talk, and sometimes you just need to switch off. So yeah, don't misinterpret that for you guys, because you know, you guys are really easy to look after and manage, and obviously I love the channel, like I love what we're doing. So, but no, I've just smartened my social media up a little bit, you know, switched a few things off notifications wise, and you know, just choosing to do it as and when I want, rather than sort of feeling like I've got to respond to these pop-ups on the phone. So that was one of the points. Anyway, I don't want to bore you too much, but it might be something that you can relate to in your own life, and something that, you know, you might feel that you could be better at, because it really has made me feel a lot better. I feel like I've got so much more freedom again. So, you know, just think about that yourselves, guys, if you feel like you're always connected to your mobile. And then the other point was the series with Jadzia. You might have noticed that there wasn't one on Sunday, and unfortunately what's happened there is we always try and keep sort of 2 or 3 videos in front, but I had a bit of an illness where I was sort of off work for about 5 or 6 days, and then I was sort of back for a couple of days, and I went on holiday for a week, and then I've come back off holiday. We only had 1 video in the bank, and Jadzia, she got coronavirus, so she's been off for 10 days. So we've actually now probably had 3 or 4 weeks without recording. So we've sort of unfortunately had to miss a week, you know, on the Sunday series. But you know, there's some really exciting things happening for Jadzia, and you know, I will let you in on one of them things. Before we started the series, obviously you'll know Jadzia had nothing. She had no club. She's a complete new golfer. You know, no one in her household golfs, so she had nothing, you know, apart from herself. So I wrote to a few manufacturers to see if we could get some support, and no one came back, so we bought the cheap budget set. But we have had a manufacturer since who's watched a couple of videos, and I think they kind of maybe like what we're doing, and they're going to offer us a little bit of support as far as, you know, getting Jadzia some, you know, a little bit better quality golf clubs, and sort of trying to give her some, you know, golf clothing and stuff. So I'm not going to tell you which manufacturer, but get in the comments, guys. I'll let you have a little bit of a guess. It's between 3 manufacturers. It's between Ping, Wilson, and PXG. They're all very, very good brands, but you get in the comments, guys. I'll tell you what, if you get it right, I'll pick a prize for the winner I'll pick a random prize for the winner, and if you get it right, so between PXG, Ping and Wilson, and you'll be surprised at this one, because we certainly were, and it's a brand that we're really looking forward to working with. Now, moving on from that, you know, content wise, I feel that I'm getting a little bit better on camera. I feel a little bit more confident, you know, and editing wise, I'm learning a lot from James, and you know, I've even been very critical of my sound, you know, out on the course, because I breathe quite heavy. You'll have noticed this if you watch my videos. I'm a really heavy breather, and I've been sort of really focused on how can I get around that, because these body mics, you know, they pick up everything. So I've invested in, you might have seen, again, if you're on Instagram, you might have seen that I've invested in a new external mic that's going to fit on top of the camera, a very expensive one. You know, the one I'd got was sort of £30, so every time I took that on the course, the wind was just destroying everything, so that's why we got these. But this new external mic, I think it's a Rode Pro, I can't remember the name. If you want to know, guys, get in the comments and I'll reply. But I've ordered a Rode Pro with a big dead cat on it for the wind. It's come to about £260, but I'm assured, I think I actually inboxed Esther, who's on Dan Henrikson's channel, because you know, they do a lot of sort of on-course content, and I really did think their sound were really good. You know, I thought, you know, with the wind that they're playing, that the sound were good, so I thought, I just want to know what they've got. I might not be able to afford it. I was actually expecting it to be a lot more. So I'm quite pleased that I've got that on order now, and I'm looking forward to testing it, because I do want to get on the course a lot more. You know, some of the feedback I've had from friends is that they love the channel, but they'd like to see me playing. So, you know, that's something that I'm going to try and do a lot more, is get on the course more. In fact, you'll know that I've been struggling with my golf quite a lot. So throughout the winter, I would like to do a series on sort of break 70, you know. I've done a lot of content around sort of more sort of newer golfers, a little bit on mid-handicap golfers, but nothing on low-handicap golfers. And this series, I don't think would just be for low-handicap golfers. I think it'd be more for the mid-handicap golfer who's aspiring to become, you know, a single-figure handicapper. And I think the kind of content that will be included in that sort of video is what it takes to get to scratch, because I'm not playing like a scratch golfer anymore, because I'm not putting the effort in like I used to do when I was off scratch. And I think that's where it lies down to. It lies down to, you know, how frequently you're practicing, what you're practicing, and you know, that's what I'm going to bring to you, you know, how to turn, you know, maybe a mid-handicap golfer into a low-handicap golfer. And it doesn't just come down to swing, you know, there's a lot more to it than that, and that's what I'll bring to you in the Break 70 series, and obviously, you know, hopefully show you a bit more of my golf. So we've kept that update pretty brief, but I've touched on a couple of points. The one's really with Jadzia, and the one that, you know, mentioned with social media, just so that you guys are a bit more in the loop and you know what's happening. And obviously me and Jadzia will be back soon. And yeah, thanks for watching. If you've got any comments, guys, if any questions you've got, you know, or any suggestions for content moving forward, I really do listen to you guys. You know what I mean? Like I've said, I want to retain, you know, the subscribers that I've got, and really make my content around you guys. And if we get some extra, or if we get some new subscribers, then absolutely fantastic. But you know, yeah, I think we'll finish on that. So yeah, thanks again, and we're up to 7.5k, so we're growing really nicely, and you know, things are moving well. So thanks again, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.